And we begin with positive news on Bills safety Damar Hamlin, who, according to the doctors at the UC Medical Center, has shown substantial improvement in his recovery and that his neurological condition and function is intact. This update, along with the statement today from the Buffalo Bills, which states that Hamlin has shown remarkable improvement over the past 24 hours and is making steady progress. Such great and uplifting and amazing news to get. Bills quarterback Josh Allen spoke to the media for the first time since Monday night. In a press conference held earlier today at the UC Medical Center, one of the doctors attending to Damar Hamlin, Dr. Timothy Pritz, shared that Hamlin is able to move his hands and his feet. Hamlin is also able to communicate in writing, and Hamlin asked, "Who won the game on Monday night?" The staff responded that, "Demar, you won the game of life." As Josh Allen said today, that's Damar Hamlin. That's a sentence that makes me smile and cry and give me chills all rolled into one. Bills head coach Sean McDermott spoke to the press today as well and started out his portion of the press conference by thanking the first responders, the Bills and the Bengals training staffs and medical personnel for their heroic efforts on Monday night. You hear the word hero in sports a lot, but in the case of those who treated Damar Hamlin on the field, hero is the appropriate word choice. Oh, would you look at that? Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have ripped off 4 straight wins, and they are now 1 win away from making the postseason. Heard about it. This is exactly what we've been saying since before the Bears game here on Time to Schein. And we said they're going to win 5 in a row and they're going to make the playoffs. And now it's that simple. Win and you're in scenario for the Green Bay Packers. And I'm telling you right here, right now, Green Bay, as we've been saying for the last 5 weeks, will beat Detroit. Green Bay is making the playoffs. Green Bay is going to be dangerous. Because when you look at Green Bay during this 4-game winning streak, this is the Packer team we expected from the beginning of the season. This is what we expected in terms of complementary football. And I know how cliche that sounds, but that should have been a way of life for Green Bay from the beginning of the season. Phenomenal defense. Run the ball with Dillon and Jones. Aaron Rodgers making big plays, big spots. And there is no way that the Detroit Lions are going to walk into Lambeau Field in January in a must-win game for the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers and spoil the party. There's no way Dan Campbell's team, which is tough, physical, skilled, well-coached, but this is Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at home, Sunday Night Football. And look, I don't want to hear that the league should have scheduled the Seahawks-Rams game at the same time as the Lions and the Packers. First of all, if you're the league and NBC, playing a win-and-you're-in game at Lambeau Field with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, the easiest decision the league will ever make for Sunday Night Football to end the season. That was a first guess on my part. That's the ultimate no-brainer. And it's Detroit. It's Dan Campbell. The effort, whether or not they're eliminated earlier in the day, is going to be the same. Jared Goff, Aiden Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Williams and Swift, the way they run the ball, these guys are not going to not try if they're eliminated from the postseason. They want to win and either make the playoffs, depending upon the result of the Rams-Seahawks game, or win and spoil everything for Green Bay. And with all that said, there is no chance that Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur, and the Packers are going to lose this game. I'm going to say it for the 5th straight week. It's Aaron Rodgers' time to shine. What an amazing turnaround from Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Winners of 5 of 6. And I'm telling you, Pittsburgh has a real chance here to make the postseason. 3 things need to happen, but I think they're all very realistic. And look, when you watch Kenny Pickett play, it's inspiring. Can Cleveland win against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Sure, but I favor the Steelers heavily in that game. I think that the results of these games on the screen are very simple. I think Pittsburgh is going to win. I think Buffalo is going to win. I think the Jets are going to win. And if my picks are ultimately correct, Pittsburgh's making the playoffs. That defense is absolutely legit, and TJ Watt coming back has changed everything. Kenny Pickett, listen, second straight week, he has had a majestic game-winning drive. The connection with George Pickens, his fellow rookie, has been incredible. I mean, that play that he made at the end of the Baltimore game, Kenny Pickett looked like Patrick Mahomes on that touchdown pass to Najee Harris. And I think in terms of coaching, in terms of confidence, the players in Pittsburgh know they're playing not only for the playoffs with help, obviously, but they're playing for Mike Tomlin to keep the streak alive of he's never had a losing season. This is an amazing turnaround. Even if they don't make the playoffs, it's a major harbinger of things to come. But this is not one of those dumb and dumber, so you're saying there's a chance situations. Yes, Pittsburgh needs to win. And look, Deshaun Watson played well last week. The Cleveland defense played well last week. This, to me, is the toughest of the three criteria you saw for Pittsburgh to make the playoffs on the screen. Pittsburgh beating Cleveland. But I think Pittsburgh's going to beat Cleveland. I think Buffalo's going to beat the New England Patriots. I think the Jets are going to take care of business against the Miami Dolphins. And somehow, in improbable fashion, Pittsburgh is going to make the postseason. Welcome back, time to Schein. A lot to get off my chest on a Thursday. Nick Bosa was just incredible today, joining me on my SiriusXM radio show, and Nick Bosa is going to run away with the Defensive Player of the Year award, and he is absolutely going to do exactly what he described, lead the 49ers to the Super Bowl this year. And I love this play where he just threw Colton Miller. Look at this. Threw him right into Stidham, then pumped his fist in celebration. Look at that. Before Gibson even made the interception. He told me he knew it was going to get picked. I mean, you look at the numbers, you watch the games, and the stats are unreal. The values even beyond the statistics. I mean, listen, there's no one else who's even close when it comes to the Defensive Player of the Year. And I loved how he talked about the Super Bowl during the course of this interview and why having the number one overall defense matters to him, whether it's number one by a wide margin this year or being considered a historically great defense. And you know, I've been saying it consistently throughout the vast majority of the season. San Francisco is going to the Super Bowl, and Nick Bosa deserves, remember you vote for 5 this year for league MVP, he deserves to be in consideration for that 5th person on a ballot, and bar none, I wish him an early congratulations. He's the Defensive Player of the Year. Got to get this off my chest. Patrick Mahomes will lock up his 2nd NFL MVP with a huge performance on Saturday against the Raiders. And look, Mahomes is the guy. Patrick Mahomes has been my leader in the clubhouse for MVP throughout the entire second half of the season. Patrick Mahomes has been able to take care of business and go out and dominate and put up ridiculously legendary numbers. I want you to stare at the numbers for the passing yards. Over 5,000 yards again. Never LeBron him, where it's ordinary when you look at his legendary greatness. You think he's going to take care of business against the AFC West and the Raiders on the road? I mean, all he does is find a way to win. I mean, those numbers are incredible. And I look at Mahomes and what he has done all year. After the Tyreek Hill trade, I still don't trust the Kansas City defense, the Kansas City wide receivers. The run game has gotten better, but it's not like McKinnon and Pacheco or all of a sudden, some kind of combination of Walter Payton and Emmitt Smith here. This team is in position to be successful on Saturday and this regular season and postseason because of the sheer value and genius of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is going to dominate on Saturday. He's going to end up winning the MVP. Got to get this off my chest. In a statement today, Jim Harbaugh says he expects to be enthusiastically coaching Michigan in 2023. Expects. I mean, that's laugh out loud funny. Let me jog the mental Rolodex to the Wayback Machine to last year. This was exactly, you forget what was happening last year. Jim Harbaugh spent National Signing Day in Minnesota interviewing for the Minnesota Vikings head job. He would have taken the job if they offered it to him. They opted to go with Kevin O'Connell. That's worked out brilliantly. Jim Harbaugh has done a phenomenal job at Michigan. Look at that record, 74-25. Remember what Michigan football was. They were kind of spinning their wheels. And he was a sensational coach with the San Francisco 49ers. Remember Mike Singletary and, I want winners. And he turned that team into a bunch of winners after they were a punchline. So here are the odds for Harbaugh for coaching, courtesy of our good friends over at Sportsline. And there are reports that he would leave. And he's already reportedly talked, not a formal interview, but talked to the Walmart group, the Walton family that owns the Denver Broncos. He's talked to David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers. Listen, Harbaugh has always wanted back in the NFL. I think the Panthers situation is a great one. You have a talented defense, a weak division where you could turn it around instantly and you could win. You could find your next quarterback in the draft or sign a stopgap like our guy Derek Carr or Jimmy Garoppolo that you could win with. They have very talented receivers. Broncos have a lot of great players on defense. Javonte Williams coming back, legit receivers. He's in the Ring of Honor in Indianapolis. Not a great job, but there is a reason to take that gig. Chris Ballard, the GM, isn't great. I think Harbaugh wants back in the NFL. He wanted back in the NFL last year. The Raiders should have hired him. He wanted the Minnesota Vikings. And I still think, especially when you study the word choice on that statement, he's eventually going to the NFL. Got to get this off my chest. Major news in Major League Baseball as Red Sox fans let out a sigh of relief. Third baseman Rafael Devers has agreed to a massive 11-year deal worth more than $330 million. Look, I'm happy for Red Sox Nation. I'm happy for Devers that he got paid, and Rafael Devers is worth every single penny, but, John Henry just got booed at the Winter Classic, and rightly so, because, it's too little too late. They traded Mookie Betts. They were never in it on Bogarts. And Chaim Bloom operates like he's the general manager in Timbuktu, not in Boston, Massachusetts, in front of the greatest fans in all of Major League Baseball, where they've won all these World Series before he came in. So I'm thrilled for Devers. I'm thrilled for the Red Sox fans. But the Boston Red Sox are still the bottom of the barrel in the American League East. They should have put their best foot forward first on Mookie, never should have traded him, and obviously the same with Bogarts as well. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.